For our next act, we have The Last Man Standing, who are Mash and Ollie. Factory, here we are, ready to go?
Yeah, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Well, not rock and roll, we play ska punk rock, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Ska punk, okay,
ska punk rock, yeah. We just kind of get the rock influence in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
So the boxes that you would tick in order to describe your music would be ska and punk.
And everything else in between.
Rock, and yeah.
To be fair, each one of us has got quite a musical background. We've all got our own influences that we try to bring in towards the band and try, we try and rub each other off on it in the show.
Rub each other off, indeed. Yeah. Good morning.
And we try and bring each of us to the band. You know what I mean?
Okay, moving on from the innuendo. So how long have you guys been playing together?
Well, we started in 2003.
2003, okay.
So I was 14. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And we did a few years, and then, as you do when you sort of finish sixth form, finish college or whatever, we kind of all went our separate ways.
But realising at the time that there was a music going on here, and you felt really comfortable with the sound.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely got somewhere in 3 years. So we're now all kind of back, and this is literally our first gig back. So we had one practice on Monday.
You're not supposed to tell them that.
This is our first gig back. However, right? However, we feel that on Monday we were as good as we were when we finished.
Really, was it a beautiful moment?
It was great. It was really good to be back together again.
I can imagine.
And
it was
just let the magic flow.
Sort of a couple of Christmases when Mash was back from uni and stuff. We had a few practices then, so it's not strictly our first thing in the last 3 years, but yeah.
So the first introduction from the drummer, 1, 2, 3, 4, Bosh, there you go. Was that just like a beautiful, sublime
everything
moment?
just fell back into place again. It just felt like we hadn't been apart again.
I can imagine the joy that must have been to you people.
Even Mash's dad was there, and he said, he's usually a pretty harsh critic, but
I've just been speaking to him earlier actually.
Yeah, even he said we were back where we were. So. We're going to say that he said we were back where we were.
So you guys all met at school then?
Yeah, pretty much.
The same year together and just decided
I was a year below these three guys, but yeah, so we were all kind of...
And what took you on your separate ways then?
Well, Fendi he's actually Singapore national, so he had to go back and do his national service for 2 years. I myself moved on to Staffordshire University to do a music tech degree, and Ollie and Norm both fell into work. So, but now we're all done, we're back together, and we can't wait to show you what we've got. So. Yeah.
Okay. And so the sounds you have. I mean, have you recorded at all? Have you made a?
Yeah, we did a couple of recordings. We did one 4-track about a year or 18 months in.
2003. That's
about 2004, 2005 or so.
We don't do 4 tracks anymore, mate.
All right. Okay. And then we did another one, which was a 6 or 7 track or something.
Yeah, it was 7-track EP.
Maybe 2005, 2006, somewhere around there.
And it was our last release, and it did quite well. So.
And in terms of writing in the rehearsal room, that beautiful church of music when everybody sort of sits around and really sort of like bonds, as it were, who brings the influences to the table?
We don't really do it in the rehearsal room. We kind of all come with separate things, and we might do it in we don't tend to all sort of stand there and say, right, I've got this chord and I've got this lyric. It kind of just happens.
It just evolves. It's quite organic feeling. Just if somebody doesn't like something, then they'll speak up, and we'll just build on each other's idea and just bounce off each other.
Bring the drums into it, and
so nobody's a bit precious about their latest chord progression that they think is the greatest.
No, we're all quite open to each other's ideas.
Build stuff in.
I think that's why we get on so well. And, we've got on so well over the last couple of years. Just
and that's why the music works as well.
Yeah.
To be honest,
so I get the impression that this is more for fun than the actual trying to get your sound out there, or now that you've achieved the fun aspect. Now the sound is more important to what you're trying to...
I think when we started it off, it was all just a bit of fun. And then we give it sort of like the last year or so that we were together before we all went apart was, we started to get somewhere, and we did a headline gig at Esquire's as our last gig, and we absolutely ran the place out, and we sold pretty much everyone in there a CD. So we were starting to get somewhere.
Everyone?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Cool,
I mean,
cool.
It was a really good night and stuff.
We're also one of the bands of the week on Cheltenham FM as well, which was quite that really helped us a lot. Just helped just being on early morning radio. It was just the key moment when, you know, you've got people going to school and people in cars listening to it, and we had quite a lot of hits on our MySpace and our website that really just sort of...
It was MySpace back then, man. But now we're back together, I don't know, I think maybe we'll give it, you know, 6 months or so, see where we all go, see if we're still enjoying it, and then, yeah, there's no reason why we...
Fantastic, I can really feel some passion and some energy coming off of here.
Good.
And so, where do you think you're going to take this next thing? What's the dream?
Who knows? Well, first, I don't know, I think we all kind of want to establish careers at the same time, so it's all quite difficult.
It is
so
difficult,
Mash has just finished uni, so he's got to try and start that up and you know, start a job up and all that sort of stuff, and I'm midway through studying, and Chris is doing studying as well, so we're going to get there, but we'll just take what comes.
Well, keep the fire burning, keep the fingers going, and you'll get there, and it'll work, man, it will work, and it's lovely to hear such passion about you, and I wish you the best of luck, and so let's go and hear you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.